It's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
So much. I'm so glad to say good morning, dear listener and viewer. This is Unity 93.3 FM, your radio station. We are reaching you live from the hills of ZINARIYA in just North Plateau State, Nigeria. It's Friday, the 6th day in the month of September, the year 2024. Iji Adamu is my name. You can call me Cool B, and I'll be just fine. God has always been faithful. His grace and mercy endures forever. He's always been God. Now, the beauty about today is that God has made it, and it's a good day. Because God cannot give you something that is evil, and so this day is a good day. It doesn't matter what you are passing through. I know that God in His grace and mercy again will see you through. That healings that you have been trusting God for is coming your way even this morning. It's Jumat Mubarak. Yes, because it's a prayer day, Friday. And today's edition of Unity Trend on your radio is the last edition for this week. Okay, and so I pray that we would have a fantastic ride with you on Unity 93.3 FM. As usual, I don't do this alone. Before I introduce the gentleman that is seated in the studio, I would love to let you know that we have 3 segments to this very program. The first is review, from 8 to 8:30, from 8:30 to 9 is transit, and from 9 to 9:30 is the interactive section, where you get to take lead of the entire program. So please, I want to beg that you stay tuned and enjoy all of this that we have for you, because that time is coming with which we also will listen to you. Whatever it is that is coming from you, we'll get to hear it then. Yes, let me just go quickly to invite on the stage and on the microphone to say big good morning is Professor Paveno H. Bamayi.
Well, let me begin with you, Kulbi. Good morning. Suda Makan.
Suda,
you've eaten.
Big Suda. Yes,
viewers and listeners, he said big Suda. What about your own? Have you eaten? Or do you have something to eat? Otherwise, go and discuss with your neighbor. A problem discussed or shared is half solved. If you're dying of hunger and starvation, go to your next door neighbor. You can get some food from him or her, and probably that can cushion the effects of the economy. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening if you're in other parts of the world that is not morning. It's a beautiful day, beautiful, fantastic weather in Jos City, Plateau State, Nigeria. Greetings from 93.3 FM radio and Unity TV. Viewers on Facebook, YouTube, we are glad that you are part of this wonderful broadcast on Unity, a train that is taking us to very fantastic and a wonderful destination. Jumad Mubarak to Muslim faithfuls around the world. It's a beautiful day of prayer, and it's wonderful that we can call upon the name of the Lord. We can pray for our nation, for our loved ones, and for peace in our world. Now, let me quickly remind you on this beautiful Friday of your goals, your dreams, your visions, your objectives for 2024. How far so far have you gone? 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, maybe 100. Maybe you finished all of them and you're even adding extra goals. Now, remember your goals, your dreams and objectives must be specific. They must be measurable. They must be achievable. They must be relevant, and they must be time-bound. SMART, we call it. So, that book, make sure you finish writing it. That building project, don't stop on the way. Even if you're adding only 1 block a day, in 1 year you have 365 blocks added. That will have taken the building to another level. What about the overseas trip? Don't abandon it. What about that business investment? You can invest in business. You can decide to begin small, and then it becomes great. You know, one of the great clerics in the country told me last night that some 2 businesses that people can invest in and make a lot of money. And tomorrow I'll be sharing with audience at 12 noon at the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos. Tomorrow, Saturday, 12 noon, and Sunday, 4 p.m. I would discuss those 2 that this cleric told me. I hope that there will be enough time for it. Again, you can learn a new trade. You can learn a new trade to survive in these difficult and hard times that we're passing through. Again, what about that musical album? You can also release it. But very importantly, the times might be difficult, but in the middle of difficulty, there is opportunity. If you see that opportunity, you can capitalize on it. And then you can excel. Then you can make profit. Then you can have a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful life. Again, hard times might be there, tough times, but they don't last. If you are tough enough, tough times don't last. It is tough people that do. Don't ever think that the weather is going to be conducive for you. No, don't wait for the best time. You create the best time. So, remember that winners don't quit, quitters don't win. So don't throw in the towel. Don't quit. Keep soldiering on. Keep pushing on. Maybe you try and you fail. Try again. Try again and try again. Keep trying. Because failure is not fatal. Success is not final. It is the will to continue that really counts. So I encourage you, instead of lamenting, enough of lamentations. Instead of grumbling and complaining, go out there, soldier on, push on, keep on moving. Don't stop along the way. And please be the change that you want to see in the world.
Very quickly, thank you so much, Professor Provano Bamayi. Dear listener, right now, without waste of time, let's just see as many of those issues that we'll be able to talk about this morning. They thought it was safe to go home. Then they were slaughtered. That's one. 30 killed, 1,000 farms destroyed in terror attacks in Plateau since May. A petrol price, we are in deep pain, Nigerians, not Tinubu's government. Nigerians were shocked earlier in the week following the announcement of a new petrol pump price by the Nigerians National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. Banditry, we are not afraid to die. Bello Tuji dares Nigerian government in a new video. Yes, of course, by their actions and some of the things we see, you know, this can only be by people who seem not to even have fears for death. Otherwise, you won't do a thing like that. All right, this woman too, someone was said to have attempted to remove her eyes for ritual.
Yeah, it could be lots of fantastic news trending across the country. You know, every day when you wake up, there is always something new.
There is always something.
Something to entertain you in Nigeria and something to make you cry. You choose whether you want to laugh or cry. There is enough news, you know, to go around, you know, the country. But beginning from home here, Plateau State, just between May and now, data has indicated that at least 30 people have lost their lives due to terrorist attacks, and over 1,000 farms have been destroyed, including our Unity FM farm.
Maybe it's not even captured.
Maybe they did not even count that one. Maybe they did not count a part of my farm, you know, that was destroyed by herdsmen that released their cattle. Maybe they did not count the farm of one of our security men in the university. After planting, they released cattle. Herdsmen released cattle and ate up the whole farm. And the man is lamenting. And maybe many other farms maybe have not been counted. But they said over 1,000 farms. Just between May And now, and you know, we're talking about food security. How do you have food security when over 1,000 farms have been destroyed? These bloodthirsty terrorists have killed 30 people just between May and now. We're just in September. Today is September 6th. September 6th. And you've killed over 30 people already. Farmers or not other people, those killed on their farms while walking on the farm or on the way to and from the farm. They were killed, farmers that were killed. In Plateau State alone, not around the country. Because as of July, August, around the country, more than 332 farmers have been killed by bloodthirsty, wicked terrorist bandits that killed them on their farms. This is, to my mind, a national emergency. Because if we want food security, farms must be secured. That is why maybe the military deployed soldiers to some parts of the northwest and not central, but we don't see them in some of our farms to secure those farms. We still have herdsmen coming and releasing their cattle into farms. Sometimes they do it deliberately. It is because they know that this is somebody's farm. Some of our staff complain that these herdsmen will even bring cattle, and during the daytime when they notice that people are vigilant, they will wait when it is night. They will put their cattle and eat up all the crops. By the time you are coming next day in the morning, all your crops are gone.
Is it because of that there are no provisions for roads where the cattle could just pass around?
We have grass all over the place that they can follow. Granted that some of the grazing routes have been encroached upon or have even disappeared. But this country is blessed with arable land, with forage, with pasture, growing all over the place that can take care of this cattle. And by the way, we've even advocated that all this carrying cattle from one place or the other is not good for the cattle. Let's do ranching. This open grazing. You just carry your cattle and you just move from left, right, and center, east to west, north to south, all over. Your cattle are crossing the road, disturbing traffic. Your cattle are entering classrooms. Your cattle are entering houses. Your cattle are just littering everywhere with feces and moving everywhere. It is not healthy for the cattle. It is not healthy for the herdsmen. This open grazing is a primitive, Stone Age way of raising livestock. And it should stop. It is a shame that in this country we still have this Stone Age primitive way of raising cattle. I mean, as a country we should be ashamed of ourselves. I feel ashamed that in my country, Nigeria, they are still doing open grazing. It's a shame. The world laughs at us. The rest of the world, even African countries, are laughing at us. You heard the president of one of the countries. He saw some cattle roaming on the road in his country, and he told the people, you must put your cattle, you must confine them, you must do ranching. He told them that this is not Nigeria. This is not Nigeria. You cannot allow your cattle to just roam on the streets. Because they know that in Nigeria, that Nigerian way of raising livestock was still extremely primitive, Stone Age mentality, Stone Age way of raising cattle. That is unhealthy for the cattle, unhealthy for the herdsmen. And the government must be decisive and stop this forthwith.
Talking about the relationship between the farmer and the herder in the past and now, that has been so terrible, and for the sake of going back to those good old days between the farmers and the herders, I think the government has to do something urgently too. Absolutely.
The government should take the lead and do something, and do it now. They should stop all this lip service, stop all this making noise, all this creating new ministry is not the solution. Take the bull by the horns. You create a ministry, you don't even fund it. That is not going to solve the problem. Now, since they announced the creation of the ministry, has it solved any problem? It has not. Take the bull by the horns. We need leaders who are decisive. Sit down, the herdsmen with the farmers, provide solution. Restrict the movement of cattle. After all, one of the states in Nigeria has volunteered that they can even accommodate all the cattle in Nigeria. So why don't you use that opportunity? Do cattle ranching like Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, general, the president of Uganda, did more than 30 years ago. They don't have this herders farmers clash anymore in Uganda. Go to Uganda, they don't have this problem because he took the bull by the horns and said, confine your livestock, your cattle to the Karamoja mountains in Uganda. Remain there. And now they have more than enough meat, they have more than enough milk, raw milk, fresh milk from cattle. You find it everywhere. Very few people use powdered milk in Uganda. That is taking the bull by the horns. That increase productivity, you can fatten the cattle, and the cattle can be extremely healthy, you know, and then you have enough, you know, animal protein. But here, our government is just playing lip service.
Leaving us in pains and the bandage.
Leaving us in pains. That's a very important caption with fuel scarcity and the increase in fuel price. Yes. You know, these are twin evils. One is that the fuel is not even there. The other one is that they have even increased the price. And Nigerians are groaning in pains all over the country. And this is not the first time. It is not the second. It is not the third. It is not even the fourth. This thing has been happening for more than 30 years. Well, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu directed from China that the Vice President holds an emergency meeting with the Minister of State for Petroleum. And then yesterday, the Minister of State for Petroleum addressed newsmen that by this weekend, we'll be able to have enough supply go around. And that when there is availability of the product, the price will stabilize. They're not talking about reducing the price. They're just talking about the price should stabilize. That means if it stabilizes at 900, it's okay for them. At 1,000, it's okay for them. They're not thinking about reducing the price. And this is not what we're asking for. We're asking that the product should be available.
That's one.
And the price should come down. It should come down drastically. When you're paying Nigerians 70,000 as minimum wage, and that is just how many Nigerians, the ones that work with the federal government, and the ones that work with the state government, how many are they? They're just less than 10% of our population. In fact, less than 5% of Nigerian population. They're giving them 70,000 minimum wage. What about those in the private sector? How much would the employers pay them? Would they be able to meet up even the 70,000? What about those who are self-employed? And what about the unemployed, the hustlers? What about those aged people that their pension doesn't even come? It comes once in a blue.
Senior citizens.
Senior citizens. You know, PLATEAU is trying to take care of our senior citizens by enrolling them in a health insurance scheme, which is fantastic. Now, with 70,000, let's even assume that everybody is collecting 70,000 naira. 70,000 naira is not enough to fuel your car. It's not even enough to fuel a car. Talk less of paying the electricity tariffs that have been hiked. Talk less of paying school fees. In fact, let's even talk about food. It's not enough to buy a bag of rice. It's not enough to buy a bag of beans. It's not enough to buy a bag of maize. So what is it enough for? What is it enough for? I mean, it is an insult on Nigerians by the federal government. The federal government is taking Nigerians for a ride, taking Nigerians for granted. We have leaders that are not, you know, moved by the sufferings of Nigerians. But they come and pay lip service and they say that we understand your sufferings, we know what you are passing through. It is a lie. It is a lie. None of these politicians understand the suffering of Nigerians. None of these political appointees understand the suffering of Nigerians. The president doesn't. The governors, they don't. Because they are living lavishly in luxury.
But of course, Prof, you will agree with me that they can imagine the pains of Nigerians.
Imagination is not enough. Go and identify with Nigerians. Do what other real leaders around the world are doing. Not our own figureheads in Nigeria that pretend to be leaders. Go and eat the nwake that your citizens are eating and see how good it feels. Go and stay with your citizens and eat roasted corn if you're a good leader. Go and eat the tuwon dawa with a cooker, without any meat inside. And see what Nigerians are passing through. Can they live that kind of life? Can they afford to take tuwo with me and kuka? With nothing inside, not even Maggi cubes.
No crayfish, nothing.
And that is even Nigerians that are even enjoying. That is what they're eating. To take tuwo with me and kuka is fantastic. Wow. Because some Nigerians are eating grass. Some Nigerians have not eaten food for 1, 2, 3 days. Not because they don't have mouths to eat, but they cannot even find the food. And yet, you're paying lip service. That the product, you want to stabilize its availability, then the price will stabilize. Do Nigerians have money to even buy the product? That's what you should be asking. Do Nigerians have money to even buy the petrol if the price stabilizes? This is a national emergency. Our call is to the federal government, please return back fuel subsidy. Return back fuel subsidy. You are removing fuel subsidy has not solved any problem. It has aggravated the problem of Nigerians. Life has not become better for Nigerians since you remove fuel subsidy. We have not had better roads or better health facilities or better education. Life has not become any better. What are you doing with the money you claim that you have saved by removing fuel subsidy? All those humongous amounts. Now life is worse. Worse than it was before May 29, 2023.
Prof, don't you think by the time these policies are being actualized, that it will better the lives of Nigerians? Since we're just at implementation...
this is more than 1 year since His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu came into office. If you want to know how Friday will be, you will see it from Tuesday. If this was going to help us, 1 year is enough. In one of the African countries, within just 1-2 years, the president changed positively the economy of the country, and inflation dropped drastically, and the currency became strong. It was like a miracle. In Nigeria, more than 1 year, we're going from bad to worse. Why are we floating our currency? You know, these are two great mistakes that His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu made. One, removing fuel subsidy was a disaster, a great mistake. If you even wanted to remove it, there is a way you would do it without punishing Nigerians. He would have consulted some of us for advice. We can go back to history and tell him, you know how some countries have done it. Removing fuel subsidy drastically like that on your first day in office was a deadly mistake that has costed the lives of many Nigerians. And then the next great evil was floating the naira. You just float the naira, and the naira is comatose. The naira is somersaulting, is moribund. The naira cannot stand the dollar or any other currency. The naira cannot even stand the currencies in Cameroon, in Chad Republic, Benin Republic, our neighbors here. These were two great mistakes of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Except he addressed these two great mistakes, then forget it. The economy will never stabilize and get better. I'm not a prophet of doom, but everything we've said on this platform has been coming to pass.
Okay, Prof, you know it's weekend today, and of course I wouldn't want to let you go without saying a big shock absorber for the weekends for our listener. It's already time for a short break, but then please, let's just have you say something to the listener.
Viewers and listeners, don't give up. Don't give up. See me, I've not given up on Nigeria. I believe in the greatness of this country. I have opportunities to stay in Germany, US, Canada, UK, name it. If I want to leave Nigeria today, my passport is ready. I will leave. It will not take me more than 24 hours to get a visa out of this country. But I'm here because I believe that Nigeria can get better. Believe that Nigeria can get better. Believe that you can get better. And your family, your own personal economy can get better. Even if things are tough in the country, things can be better in your own life. And you know, could be this my passion to help Nigerians is one of the reasons why in the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine at the permanent site, we're organizing this interaction with people who want to know how to survive and thrive in the midst of the current difficulties in this country. And this weekend we decided that we will do this for 2 days. We will do it on Saturday at 12 noon and do it on Sunday at 4 p.m. at the mini auditorium of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos. Come around, free admission. Come in, ask any question. We have experts. One of them has arrived from Abuja. Another one will be arriving tomorrow. And we have local experts. Come and we can talk about how you can stabilize in the midst of a difficult economy. You see, no matter how difficult the economy of Nigeria is, me as a person, I'm stabilized and keep stabilizing. So I can teach you some of the secrets, could be, viewers and listeners. So enjoy your weekend. Use the weekend to strategize. Use the weekend to meditate, to plan. Use the weekend for something positive. Use the weekend to tell yourself that I can make it. I am a lion. No matter the economy of the jungle, I will not eat grass.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Paveno H. Bami. Our listener and viewer, it's time for a commercial break. We'll be coming back after it. Please stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was saying things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
Dear listener, again, Jamaat Mubarak to you. Prayer day for you, prayer day for me, and prayer day for everyone else. This is Unity 93.3 FM, and the program is Unity Train on your radio. We are in for the the second segment, and it's transit. In the studio, it has been Professor Pavena Ichbamaye. He's still in the studio, and we'll just look at how much of these headlines that we have, read on earlier on to see. There's this particular one that has to do with insecurity in Nigeria. How Nigerian government is being threatened by a terrorist, so to say. So we'll just take a ride on that and see how can an individual and his group, threaten the Nigerian government and be that bold in his affairs that is not a good one for us in this country. Prof, without wasting time, let's see what we'll talk about. There are several issues. This other woman of, her husband, who wanted to remove her eyes for ritual, and the issue of Bello, is it Bello? Turji. Yeah, he's two. And these are two issues I wouldn't want you to go without saying something about the two stories. Yeah.
Bello Turji released a video a few days ago. In that video, he was celebrating with his gang that they had captured 2 military vehicles belonging to the Nigerian military. These are high-grade, heavy-duty military vehicles that you use to enter forests, deserts, difficult terrains. In the video, Bello Turji and his gang were celebrating that they captured 2 of those vehicles. Of course, the Nigerian military have come out to say it wasn't captured, that they just disabled them because they got stuck in the mud or something. Who is telling the truth? It is between Bello Turji and the Nigerian military. But again, you recall that the Minister of State for Defense, Matawali, said he was relocating to the Northwest, and the service chiefs should relocate with him. And we are told that they have relocated to the Northwest and to fight these bandits. Again, Bello Turji, to tell you the audacity of this barbaric, evil, and terrible bandit leader, Bello Turji. He released another video in which he is making fun of the Nigerian military and the service chiefs that have come to fight him, saying that he and his boys, they are not afraid of death. He said if they were afraid of death, they would not have taken arms. Anybody who takes up arms is already prepared to die. He knows that you kill or you're killed. And so, he said they are prepared, they are battle ready for the Nigerian military. Bello Turji, this terrorist, just 2-3 years back, was responsible for killing at once more than 200 people. These evil satanic terrorists. And since then, he has been killing scores. Kill 10, kill 15, kill 20, kill 30, kill various numbers of people. And releasing videos at will. And he has even been seen to go to some of these locations, mostly rural areas in the Northwest, in Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi State, moving around that terrain, sometimes even up to towards Niger State and the rest. The guy is moving about freely in the forests of Nigeria. Even releasing videos could be for somebody to make a video and release it. It tells you that the person has a high-tech gadget with him, at least an Android phone. It tells you that the person has access to internet, or somebody who has access to internet. It shows that he will produce this video and give it to somebody, and the person will go and upload it and will see it online.
Shouldn't such individual or group of individuals be apprehended?
Easily. You cannot try this in the US. You cannot try this in the UK or in Germany. any of those countries that we keep talking about, you cannot try it. You will be apprehended within a matter of a few hours. That is why in the US and other places, when criminals commit crime, they don't release videos. They don't even make phone calls. Because once they do that, immediately their location is revealed. They know their location. You know, let me not talk about, I was almost going to talk about some real security issues, because one of my friends used to go to the People's Republic of China once a year. And when he goes there as a tourist. And he's amazed how the Chinese government know his location, the location of his friends. Anytime 2 or 3 of them meet like this, they know their location. And they can go there in a matter of minutes. The secret police will just go there in a matter of minutes and say, why are there more number of you than usual? Because in China, if a certain number of people, I can't remember whether it is 10 or more, you have to get permission. If you be in one place, discussing or doing anything, you need permission. Otherwise, the secret police will come there and they will arrest you. They will think you are planning something, maybe against the government, or you know all this. So we have this technology. Is that not why they linked our SIM cards to our NIN and everything? They made us to stay on the queues for donkey hours, donkey days, with hunger and starvation. Is that not why the frustrated people blocked people's lines and everything? They capture biometrics, they go there, they'll take picture of your face, your fingerprints and everything. Then what is the use now? When Bello Turji can still release video, can make phone calls comfortably, can even tell you where he is, that you should come and fight him if you're men, and yet our military are there looking at it.
If you don't forget, Prof, recently in Jos, a young man who posted a video online about calling for chaos in Jos.
On TikTok.
TikTok.
Was apprehended.
Yes, so why not some of these efforts?
The guy is languishing, you know, in the captivity of the police. He was apprehended in just a matter of days. Now, why don't you use the same technology to track down Bello Turji and his gang? They're carrying phones with them. Something that Osama bin Laden doesn't do. And it took the US government 10 years to get Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden doesn't use a handphone. Osama bin Laden doesn't even put a wristwatch. He doesn't even put rings. He doesn't carry anything on his body that you can use to detect his location. And that's why the man remained hidden for 10 years.
Even at that.
But even at that, the United States of America, those Navy SEALs finally got him and eliminated him from the face of the earth. And he's not even in their country. They killed him in faraway Pakistan, at the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, far away from America. But here are we with a terrorist and many other terrorists inside Nigerian territory, on Nigerian soil, eating and feeding every day and making phone calls every day and relaxing and celebrating. And yet our security forces, even with the relocation of our generals to the northwest, we're waiting to see what they can do. You know, if as a country we were serious about insecurity, by now insecurity will have gone. Insecurity will have been history, a thing of the past. But we played, we toyed with terrorists. We were just handling terrorists with kid gloves. Instead of neutralizing them, we're playing with them. We will say that they have repented. We will carry them and put new clothes on them, give them rice, give them chicken to eat, and they will go and sit with our president and political leaders, even shake hands and have a good time, you know. And then they will say they're repentant, they have been de-radicalized, and then they will be released into the society. They will go and carry arms again and go and continue killing our people. We have never been serious with the matter of security in this country, and that is why insecurity has become the order of the day. That is why people can just carry guns and begin to fight. That is why people don't even need license in this country to just have guns. That's why behind my faculty, the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos, the other day on Monday, Monday we were hearing gunshots all over the place from the Yalwa Zangam community and the Naraguta community because they had a clash, and the young men had guns and they were firing the guns and people were running helter-skelter. My staff in my faculty ran away. The faculty of agric staff ran away. The faculty of natural sciences at the permanent side, they ran away. Everywhere there was commotion and anarchy, they ran away and escaped for their lives. Those young men with those guns, who gave them the license? And why are they terrorizing people with those guns? And tomorrow they can turn those guns and kidnap and do all manner of things, because we have even kidnappers, you know, in those locations. Why? We have not been serious with this matter of kidnapping, with terrorism, insecurity in this country. Our government has not been serious. If they are serious, they will use technology to track down Bello Turji and his gang and neutralize them at once and for all. They will track down other terrorists in the northeast, the terrorists in the north central. They will track them down very, very easily. You know, this thing is so easy that I wonder why it has taken us 15 years and we've not been able to do it. It's so easy that the rest of the world just laughs at us.
How does it? Let's look about trust and confidence. The citizens' confidence in the government. Now with this
talking about the people's confidence in the government. The people don't trust the government. The people don't even trust our military. You see, if you look at the news headlines, just between yesterday and today, New York Times reported that 107 people were killed in Mafa village of Yobe state in the northeast. Now, of course, our government would not even tell you the real figure, because they don't want to paint a very bleak, you know, gloomy, and show how much they have felt. In one village, New York Times reported 170 people were killed by bloodthirsty Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists. What was the crime of the people in Mafa village? That village, by the way, is almost deserted now. The people have run away. The only crime of the people of Mafa village in Yobe State, Nigeria, was that they reported Boko Haram elements to the military, to the security forces. And then the security forces went and killed some of these terrorists. The terrorists said, so you reported us. So you have the audacity to report us to the Nigerian government represented by the security forces. We're going to teach you a lesson. Do you know that these bloodthirsty terrorists came to Mafa village and they released pamphlets? They had the time to write and release pamphlets to the villagers written in Arabic, telling the villagers that you betrayed our trust, you reported us, we're going to deal with you. And they started opening fire, killing these villagers, burning down houses, and they had a field day for hours. Almost a whole day they were operating unchallenged. By the time, because another challenge with that Mafa village is that there is no network. So even if the villagers want to call, it's a problem to call. Now tell me, if we're serious in this country, how can you have a village that is so prone to terrorist attack and there is no network there? Shouldn't the government ensure that we have MTN there, or Airtel, or Etisalat, or any of these networks in those villages that are always under constant attack, and that they should have better internet than the one in Abuja and Lagos? Abuja and Lagos, even if there is no network at all, and terrorists are going there, all those military barracks and formations and roadblocks will cushion the effect. But those villages, they have no military barracks. They deserve network more than Aso Rock, more than Dodan barracks, more than Abuja or Lagos, more than Port Harcourt, any of the big cities. Those remote villages, especially at the borders with Cameroon, with Niger, with Chad Republic, they are the ones that should have fantastic network, so that they can call for help within the snap of a finger. In fact, those villages should have good infrastructure. electricity, good roads, so that the military can respond quickly. But you discover that those villages are neglected. The government doesn't care about those villages. And that is why it baffles me when the government said that they are serious with this matter of insecurity. They are not serious. They are not showing any sign of seriousness. And that is why this matter of insecurity has persisted for all these years. And we've offered free advice to the government. And experts have offered free advice to the government. Even international experts have offered free advice to the government. But the government has not implemented any. And then you tell me they're serious about the matter of insecurity.
But that is for the village. Now, in the cities again, you have lots of things are going on in the cities as well.
A lot of kidnappings.
And then you have a situation where, yes, and if you attempt to report anything that is happening in your community, your safety is
at risk, absolutely.
Because sometimes, I remember that someone shared a story and said their father actually reported an issue in their community, and after the issue was dealt with by the police, then after some times, the family was wiped.
Absolutely.
In Jos here.
Absolutely.
So they suspect that it must be from people whom, of course, were dealt with by the police when the father reported the
It has happened to many families. You know, somebody will just go and give a security report, intelligence report to the police or to the military.
How come?
And then the terrorists or the kidnappers or whatever they call themselves will come out and kill every member of the family. In fact, wipe out the whole family completely.
The issue is, how do they get to know that it was this family that
somebody betrayed their trust? And even, you know, among the security forces, comrades betray each other. Military, police, and all the rest of them, you find that the kidnappers and the terrorists have confessed that the reason why they are so successful is that they have insiders. They have insiders, they have people who tell them the military is coming, following through this road, and they will ambush the military and wipe them out. Because the military betrayed the military, police betraying police, the security forces betraying each other, you know, for selfish reasons. And then these terrorists will keep having a field day.
All right, thank you, dear listener and viewer. Of course, I want to believe that you are not one of those who will listen to conversations on radio and on TV and then share it around, not to better the situation of our country. No, not you at all. All right, we are being joined in the studio this morning by a man from the KK Riders Association in Jos. I will let him introduce himself. He is going to tell our listener his name and his saddled responsibility to ensure a free movement of the KK Riders in Plateau State and in Jos. Let me say that. You're welcome, sir.
Welcome. Good morning. I'm Comrade Dairu Hassan, the chairman Tricycle Riders Union of Nigeria, and also the chairman of Central Working Committee on Tricycle here in Jos North.
Oh, that's lovely. Very quickly, sir, how has it been so far, the business of tricycle in Jos?
Presently now we are having a lot of challenges regarding to this fuel increasement.
Comrade, you're smiling. I at least expect that you'll be smiling.
No, I must smile because I will not be crying.
Yes.
Because there's this song of Fela Kuti, says suffering and smiling. That's where we are now.
Like seriously.
We must be smiling.
All right.
And you know, in the HAUSA language, they say, if Boyafika Mutum say, Merde Shawasa. You know, so that is it.
Well, Comrade has not told us yet if Yafikarfi. So tell us the situation. How is it truly with the KK Riders?
Presently, now we are having a lot of challenges, especially within us and the commuters.
Okay.
Sometimes you bought a petrol at the black market at the rate of 1,100 in the filling station. And throughout the day, before you run the whole day, you have to burn not less than 10 liters for that day. So if you calculate, is to walk over 15,000 or 16,000 a day before he will be able to put food in his table. And if you calculate, we have a limited time to operate, especially here in Jos. We only operate from 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
And during this raining season, you understand, sometimes when it is rainy, we all park our tricycle and wait until after the rain. And the other challenges we are having with the fleet owners, those who give the tricycle on hire purchase. Formerly, we started this tricycle, they bought the tricycle at the rate of 320, 350,000. And they gave it on hire purchase at the rate of 500,000.
Okay.
But presently, each tricycle, the coupling price of each tricycle is about 3.3 million.
Wow.
One single tricycle.
Are you telling me?
Yes.
Wow.
And we are still using that medium to take passenger at the rate of 100 naira, 150, 200.
So how do you survive?
Yes, that's the question, please. And we are here for this, please.
You understand. And if you calculate, based on our calculation, the person who bought the tricycle at the rate of 3.3 is going to give you an higher purchase. How much do you expect he will put as interest? So a tricycle will be about 4.2, 4.5 million for a higher purchase. And he will be expecting every day for you to give him 5,000 naira.
Every day.
Every day. So if you calculate, before a rider will consume that fuel of 11,000. That's the 10 liter that he's supposed to consume a day. Then he will be able to pay the balance of 5,000 naira, making 16,000 naira. So before he puts food in his table, it will cost him almost 20,000 naira, because he himself, a plate of food now, you cannot get a plate of food at the rate of 500 naira, 700, 1,000. So he has to take morning and afternoon. Possibility in the night he take this food at home, but he have to send money to the home. So if you calculate, before he will be able to meet up with a day, he must work up to 20,000, and he will not even make it. That's why we are having these challenges of, you see the fleet owners retrieving the tricycle from the riders, because most of them collected this money from banks on loan, and they are expecting, and some they have their own capital, but when you inject your capital into a business, you are expecting profits. You won't just stay and be waiting for 3-4 years before you recover your money. So these are most of the challenges we are facing.
So, Comrade Dahiru Hassan,
yes, sir.
How do you think the government can help you?
Truly,
is it by making the petrol available, or reducing the price, or you're okay with the price?
No, we are not okay with the price. And we are not okay with the price, because if you calculate, if the price of the petrol is down, like this issue of subsidy, they bring back the subsidy, and if you check the means of transportation, re-engineer is just like a vein in human body, because from the birth of human to the last day that you go to his home, the final home, is transportation.
It is.
So you can't do without transportation.
Absolutely. And even when you die, you'll be transported.
So if you calculate, by calculation, the food we eat, they have to transport it from village to the city. The fertilizer from city to the village. So if you calculate all these things, and presently now, you know, the students are not there. So the work is somehow.
And most schools are still on holidays.
They are on holidays. So the work is very boring.
And you have a lot of competition now.
We have
the buses.
With the buses. No, like the one of the buses the governor brought, you know, they went a long distance beyond where we go.
Beyond where you go.
And if you calculate, they have a particular route that they go. And
while you cover every route.
We cover every route. So what we are pleading with the government, from the federal, the states, and the local government, let them put their eye on the tricycle and see how a tricycle man operates. What I mean putting eye, we have been suffering. We engage presently now, we will boastly to tell you, among the youths, we have over 40,000 youths who are riding tricycles.
Amongst whom are graduates?
We have graduates, we have undergraduates. All the idea. Because there's one a graduate who served. After service, he now come, he say he wanted to join tricycle. I say, you? He say yes, he cannot stay and just be looking. Let him hold this for a period of time. And he's part of us now. We have some who are schooling.
Absolutely. And you are educated, you're speaking fantastic English.
So if you calculate, we need, because we help the government.
Yes, sure.
You understand? We are self-employed, but we help the government.
Yes.
At least let the government look into our own issues. We have 1,001 issues.
All right, that's lovely, comrade. Your issue actually is changing our mood. Actually, the smiles I see on your face is not really what it is. It's something else other than that. I will go on a short break, Prof, and of course, comrade. Our dear listener, when we come back, we'll allow comrade to say one or two things then before we start picking your call. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your
Unity? Unity TV.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
Unity. Unity TV.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was saying things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your... Mr.
So welcome back. This is the last segment of Unity Train on your radio and TV this morning. It happens to be the last edition for this wonderful week. It's Friday, right? The 6th day in the month of September, the year 2024. I remain yours, regular anchor, Ijia the Mokubi, if you like, and I'll be just fine in the studio. Earlier on, it was Professor Paveno Hetsubamayi, and right now, it's Comrade Dahiru Hassan, and he's the man in charge at commercial tricycle riding in Jos. He's been saying a lot of, revealing the situation with tricycle riders in Jos. And I feel so very heavy in my spirit right now. And sometimes with commuters, you have all kinds of, fights, misunderstanding concerning how much am I supposed to pay, how much you are supposed to pay, how much is it? Why would you say this to me? It's supposed to be this amount, and that has been the fight that I see. And so that is the more reason with which we have sort of invited him to speak on behalf of these young men who are into this business. He will not be able to say everything, and so if you're one of these people, you can also start getting ready, because I'll pick your calls. Let's hear what you have to support your comrade in the studio. Tell us some of the challenges he will not be able to mention. I'll give him just 5 more minutes, and after which I'll begin to pick your call. So stay tuned and enjoy it. Comrade, very quickly, I'm so concerned to hear more about your challenges. Yes.
The other challenges we're having is this issue of, they call it one chance.
One chance?
Yes.
Of course.
People call it criminal activities being... the criminal use tricycle to commit. You see, sometimes if it comes to our own area, that's a tricycle area, a lot of people will say most of tricycles are criminal, they commit crime, this and that. But it's not like that.
Okay.
Because when a criminal use a police uniform to commit a crime, they give
that does not make him a police.
They'll give him another name, impersonation.
Yeah.
You understand? When a criminal use a tricycle to commit a crime, they call him a tricycle rider. And
so you feel
yes,
we are not just
yes. At least if there will be justice when you get somebody, make sure is that person a rider or he is only using the tricycle to commit the crime. And if you calculate these criminals that use tricycle to commit crime, sometimes they bought the tricycle on their own, and they don't use it for commercial.
They don't have full control over to regulate their activities.
No, we regulate the activities, but when they bought the tricycle with their own personal money, they keep the tricycle only if they wanted to commit the criminality. They now use the tricycle to commit the crime. And if you calculate, we don't know when they are even coming. Just as the police, they don't know when they are even coming. Until when we saw them, sometimes we give information to the security personnel and they make some certain arrests. But a layman, when a layman discovered that they use a tricycle to commit a crime, he said, KK people.
KK
people. Everybody will say, the KK are criminals. No, not like that.
And comrade, truly, you just, help me come back to this understanding that we have had, especially in Jos too, fake soldiers.
Yes.
Why? Because you find out someone who is not an officer, putting on, their uniform, and also police putting on uniform. So you have fake police, fake soldier, fake whatever. So you are saying now that we also have fake commercial tricyclists.
Because you will not see them because it's not written in their face.
So how do we know? How do we know?
You see, we keep telling people about boarding a tricycle. Before you board a tricycle, look who are into the tricycle. Because a single rider cannot rob a single rider riding tricycle. Sometimes you see them, you see two people in the front of a tricycle, while at the back there will be a lot of space. And when you want to board, they'll tell you, enter back.
And when you enter,
that one in the front will still turn and put you in the center. So if you wanted to board a tricycle and you discover that there's a space at the back and somebody is in the front, no, let that person in the front be at the back. Because we did not encourage somebody to be seated in the front. It's only the situation. So, and when you board a tricycle, before a very short distance, you discover by mere looking, you know who is in the tricycle. That's why we don't have doors in the tricycle. It's open physically. Once you discover it's not a long distance and you discover somebody was waving hand to drop, look at that person. How is he? And when you come, you see two people and you wanted to board, somebody drop and say, enter inside. So that I will, and you tell him no. Because they can't put you in the center. Putting you in the center automatically indicate that your life is at risk. Because the people at the side will not discover what is happening with you. So once you discover that, if the person says no, tell him no, let him go. And we advise the commuters, once they want to board a tricycle, let them go to a unit. Mostly.
Okay.
Because if you go to the unit, you see the people, when you are boarding a tricycle from the unit, you discover that where you are going, even though if you miss any of your item, you easily come back to the unit and met what you have.
Okay, earlier on, there was this question to you. How do you intend the government should come in or assist? I remember in the days of former Governor Babajan, he made an attempt of buying a number of tricycles.
You see, in those days, it was Babajan, and I keep saying it. He is the person that brought tricycle to Plateau States. And when he brought the tricycle, a lot of people, we have a lot of challenges. People are saying, no, it's not going to work, this and that. But since he brought those 300 fleets of tricycle till date, we haven't got even one.
Do you need it? Do you need the government to do that?
We need it. Okay. Let me give you a simple example like the one in Bauchi here. Bauchi, from the time Babajan supplied us with 300, the government of Bauchi provide not less than 2,000 tricycles to them.
Okay.
The first batch they bought 500, the second batch they bought 1,000, and the third batch now they are expecting is about 1,000 again. So, and if you calculate the way they even operate there and the way they put their things, it's so simple.
Okay, comrade, before I start picking calls, please tell me about your price for a drop. You know, it's like there is no, unit price.
You see, the reason that why we don't have that unit price is because of the fuel.
Okay.
I may buy my own fuel at the filling station at the rate of maybe 900. Somebody may buy his own fuel at the rate of 1,002.
So you don't expect them to
be of
their
the same
services
price.
to be the same?
Yes. And if you calculate, I wanted to use this same medium to plead with the filling stations, especially this mega filling station at Kayatarwa Junction.
Okay.
There's an issue that happened about 3 days or 4 days ago. The manager of the filling station is trying his best to assist this tricycle, which we know. Because he gave the tricycle an opportunity, an upper hand, that they will have well at least, because he put them batch by batch, about 3 batch. First batch, they will be the first people to have fuel in the NNPC for after their own sets, then they go back to motor vehicle. Then he will still give them another chance around 1, 2. They will have. Then he will still give them another chance around 4, 5.
All right.
So that they will have their fuel.
Okay. All right, that's lovely. But then, what's your advice to your comrades and your colleagues in terms of pricing? Because you have a lot of fights in town.
Yes.
Okay, you're not supposed to. It wasn't like that yesterday. So why would you collect such amount of money? So, what's your advice?
My advice to my fellow comrades is when somebody was boarding a tricycle, your body stopped you to board your tricycle. The only thing you tell him the price of where he's going immediately. If there's any negotiation, negotiate with him. Not until when you get to the destination you start arguing. Tell him the price. This is the price. From here to terminus, this is how I'll charge you. From here to Firingada, this is how I'll charge you.
Okay.
If you negotiate, you are going there with ease of mind.
All right, thank you, lovely. Listener and viewer, you have been listening to Unity 93.3 FM, and Comrade Dahiru Hassan has been with me in the studio. And now it's time for you to join the conversation. We want to hear you. If you have any question at all regarding this very issue with my guest in the studio, you're free to do that. Just call the studio line 070-3235-3315. And if you call your name and locations and submissions, all of this in 1 minute, and please just 1 minute. Okay, so stay away from any comment that is capable of to injure someone or some group of people, and just help us to contribute to our desire for peaceful coexistence. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kubi.
Thank you for calling.
Good morning, Professor.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Good morning, comrade.
You're welcome.
My question I want to ask is, when you call, my name is Nahudu, calling from Terminal.
Mr. Kingsley Barnabas. All right, go on.
Yes, that's my name.
Thank you.
What I want to ask is, when you come to Oju here, towards this mortuary case.
Yes.
One guy that put something like Fina on his body. Even as if all the whole power is, the husband have given to him as a tax collector from the people at home. He used to fight them, he used to wound them. In fact, if you want to talk to the guy, say, oh, what is that? Okay, when 2 people are fighting, you have to separate them. He said he's collecting money for you. You understand? The guy, in fact, the way he's using the truth instead, Bishop cannot behave like that. I think they have given all the real power.
All right.
To let innocent people, whereby they are buying tickets, 3.something million. He did not contribute. His own just collect money from them. So 59, so 100 naira. As we doesn't give him the 100 naira, he's ready to wound you. Or some upside, he will break that kitchen at bedside window. You understand?
All right.
This guy is doing more than he's doing more than he cannot do. And I asked the kitchen, I said, this money is for what? The driver say, they say for but when they get accident, the union cannot. When they get problem, when they call the union, there's no way to find them. And this guy will collect that money. On that 2 hours, they have make almost 3 packets of cigarettes. Under 2 hours.
Thank you.
You understand? So that is what I want to ask you. Is he aware of that thing he's doing?
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
All right, thank you. 070-3235-3315 on our social media platform as well. You can go at Unity Radio FM/TV just for Facebook and YouTube WhatsApp channel. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
My name is Bashir. One time, I'm calling from Jos.
All right. In a minute, let's have you.
I'm very happy. I appreciate your guest.
All right.
And I want to lay my complaint in Old Airport.
Yes.
To the junction of British. There is a Tekena Pep. A man carrying a girl, snatching people's phone. I am one of the victims. That is why I'm telling you.
Okay.
The state majors, they are spoiling you people's name.
Okay.
The man is fair in complexion and he has VS. So take care of from Old Airport to the junction of Gengere Junction. They were running out in the morning. This is what they are doing, snatching people's phone out from Polaris Bank to the bank, to down to University there in Gengere.
Right.
They stole my phone.
Thank you.
They are complaining. Take care of that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, on Facebook, because of time and it's weekend, Yahoo Gago Abubakar Adam saying, morning, hope you are doing good. Thank you, Abubakar. Hello, good morning.
morning, Uncle B, and every guest in the studio.
Thank you so much.
I'm Musa Ike Kalu, calling you from Hollywood.
Sir, Musa Ike Kalu, let's have you in 1 minute, sir.
You see, what I would like you citizens to understand. A crime committer does not represent his union or his association.
Thank you.
We should always accept a crime committer as a crime committer. These are the most factors we are having in Nigeria. We like linking crime with tribe, religion, or unionism and all these things. Apart from that, I have a question for the sisters.
Please go on.
Are you only one union, or do you also have other sister ones?
Yes.
And secondly, if unionism by force, must every Keke rider be under union before it occurs after meeting the requirements of government? Can anybody who go and do his legitimate business without being in union? Because based on our constitution, the unionity is not by force. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. 070-3235-3315. And for text messages, 0808-478-9999. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Eddie Gupta. I'm calling from Junction.
Okay, in a minute.
Yeah, I am actually, I would like to commenting to the defense of raising the issue of the driver. And actually, as the most of the people have been getting complaints about this cycle driver, and most of the cycle drivers are complaining of the time that the government are giving them, and are complaining of how securities are frustrating them, especially the DIU. They are very, very popular in the call Algeria, which is good to frustrating all these chicken and pay drivers. When we look at the development of these chicken and pay drivers, I think the government is supposed to have a policy that these chicken and pay drivers will be bringing income to the state. Because most of the unions don't know how they are collaborating with the state government, but the government should put more implementation so that they can collaborate with the union, so that they can get it right and know the drivers and know the areas of the drivers that they are going. And they will also have to be of knowing how to synchronize their drivers.
Okay.
Because of the drivers already with drug abuse, and these are the using drug abuse, the union should take care of that. Because if the driver of the therapy have been injected with a drug, you know that the problem.
Thank you very much.
So a lot of done, and we are calling on the government to extend the term of this to pass to be working at night so that people will have freedom of movement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sadiq Omar. Please, let me read comments on Facebook. Muri Azi Izang is saying, good morning, Unity Trend. Good to hear from you, a presenter, and Professor Bamayi. Our inability to see the forest for the trees, sometimes we can't see beyond the system or the resource to be managed. We need to look to ourselves. Okay, look into ourselves for answers. Okay, Aminu Abdullahi Shabu say, good morning, Kubi Professor. I'm watching you live from Rikos and Cementi. I don't see any benefit for the democracy in Nigeria, rather increasing poverty, insecurities, hardship, inflation, lack of good roads, lack of education, lack of good health, with bad government policy and bad agenda for the country. May God help us. Amen. Thank you. Mutala Yahya say, a very big good morning, excellent radio presenter Kubi Zuma Maisaukin Kai Sir Professor PH Bamayi in the studio. Happy Jamaat Mubarak. Thanks for the good work. Please keep up. The one who said that Buhari will remarry until he went home was arrested. One who told Aisha Buhari that he took the poor people's money to go to school was arrested. The one who was sewing the Russian flag in Kano was arrested. But the kidnappers, bandits, were not arrested. May God save us. May God protect our country, Nigeria. God bless Nigeria and Plateau State. Suda Maka from Mutala, Yahya, Maigia, and Shanu. Thank you. Good morning, Unity FM presenter Tinubu has failed us for refuses to sack the NNPC boss Mele Kyari, and he's from Emmanuel Marie Audu. Please, let those who say we should not protest, that they will engage government, are them going to engage the government, or we should go on with another protest. Emmanuel, still from Emmanuel. Okay, very quickly, let's see what we will be able to read from the text messages. Lots of them here. The first one here says, good morning, Mr. Akubi, Professor. The Prophet's peace be upon he said, anyone among you should do whatsoever he will feel like doing. So people like the Bello Tuji do as they wish. In another side is corruption. Some people looted our economy and take it to civilized nations and leave the Nigerian economy so dry, and civilized nations cannot loot their own country and bring it to Africa countries. This kind of people have to shame. Also, the masses are striving to survive, but some are showing the rudeness and weakness attitudes amongst ourselves. Please, where are we going? Thank you. And this one is from Ismail Isa and Shanu. Okay, I don't think I got that very well. I apologize. Bolus Esther Ohoman in Fangada. Good morning, Kubi and the professor in the studio. May Allah reward you both for educating us and the general public free of charge. May God continue to help us in this country through the hardship we are going through. Happy Jamaat Mubarak to our Muslim faithfuls out there, and happy Sunday in advance. God continue to bless Unity FM, Plateau State and Nigeria. Thank you so much, and good morning, Kobe and Professor Sudamakar. Do you think that the government cannot track down all the terrorists in the bush? There is no political will. I also believe that it's a venture or business for some cabals. Cabals. It won't take the government nothing to deal with all forms of terrorism. The situation in Nigeria is terrible, but Amy Longs from Agingi. Okay, because of time, I doubt much if I'll be able to read all of this. And good morning, Unity FM. Good morning, Professor Bamayi. Not to go too far about the issue of security, Oga Adamu. You know, I was not around for days. I was at somewhere which I cannot say it on air. I was invited by a man to come and see him getting there. What I saw was very bad. Nigeria. Citing on gunpowder, please give Professor my number. Okay, I think this is the much we'll be able to take on today's editions. And good morning and kudos to you, Kubi, and our able regular guest, Professor P.H. Bamayi. Want to thank. Okay, all right, the woman who came the other day to see us in this very platform. Comrade, I'll give you just a minute. I truly apologize. I will not be able to read all of your comments. There are too many of them. Not because there are too many, but because there is no time. I apologize. If God's willing, by Monday, I'll find a way of reading them. Just a minute, please, comrade.
So, based on the people that make some certain comments, I'll start by the first caller who made mention of somebody along Old Jude Gate. Even yesterday I went there, and the person I saw is one of the task force we use in the area. You know, in the duty of a task force, he's not there to beg you, but rather to control and enforce you to do the right thing. And within that exit, if those task force are not there, you cannot even have access to terminus, because every KK will just come there and park anyhow. And before you know, they'll say they are causing congestion in the area.
I think the question was not so much about the parking and to be organized, but that there is this money they collect.
No, that is the union levy. You understand? The union, You know, in each union, even the NURTW, each union need funds. And those funds are the money we use to run the activities. We pay offices, we pay the office secretary.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Unity TV.
Hello viewer, welcome to Voices from the Street on Unity TV Jos. Yes, it's a very hot afternoon here in the city of Jos, and we're right here in Terminus Market, the largest and the most busy market on the plateau. Yes, today we're going to be asking a very simple question. How many millions make a billion? How many millions make a billion? My name is Obadiah Livingston, aka Lead to the V to the ING, aka Boom Stone Boy. Let's get to hear from the Voices from the Street. Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, you're welcome. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. Sir, please, I want to ask you a very simple question.
It's alright, I'm waiting to answer the question.
Okay, so, sir, how many millions make a billion?
How many millions make a billion?
Yes.
1,000 million will make a 1 billion, right?
Okay. All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, good afternoon.